Good morning, everybody. We didn't just wake up. I've been up for about an hour and 10 minutes or so. It is right at 8 o'clock. I got out of bed about 6:45-ish. And we're going to film a day in the life. So I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up in my room. Got to make the bed and do some stuff. Kiddos are doing some art and eating some waffles in here. Well, they've destroyed their waffles, but they had them. We are going to do some tidying up and some chores, and then we are going to start our school day. Let me see your puzzle. How are you doing?
Good.
Coming on along. We got a fancy ballerina puzzle over here. Looking good. What about you, Bub? Which ones did you do?
This one.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
This one took a little more work.
Yeah, this one's harder. This one's got smaller pieces. Great job, guys. Let's go get running.
I'm coming, Mama.
Romy, what are you doing, sister? Somebody woke up covered in TT and is gonna need a bath right away. Mary, do you want to take a bath with Roni? I'm fixing to give her a little bath. Do you want to go ahead and take a bath this morning or wait till later? Okay. Okay. So, I'm gonna need to bathe this little one. She, I guess had a little too much milk last night. Things got crazy in the bed, huh? Splish splash, she was taking a bath. Is it fun, Roni? Yeah, just a little. Amen. Okay. Moses looked much different now from the young man who had lived at Pharaoh's palace. No longer did he wear the princely Egyptian robes. Now he wore the coarse mantle of a shepherd. In his hand was a long shepherd's staff. Day after day and year after year, he had cared for his father-in-law's sheep. We are going to write the number that comes in the middle. So what comes after 20?
Does 40 look like?
Well, we're counting by 1. So 17, 18, 19, 20.
21.
That's right.
This is how I'll make ones.
And then the 2 would be in front of the 1. Very good. Okay. Johnny had 3 cowboy hats. Jay gave Johnny 2 more cowboy hats.
No, ma'am.
How many cowboy hats did Johnny have all together?
5. Give me that.
Very good. Yes, see, it's much, much easier that way. Start with your big number instead of your little number. Roni, I wanted to show y'all the books that we are reading right now in school. Right now, we are reading In Grandma's Attic. This is fun. My kids are liking that one. This Here's a Penny. We have skipped a couple of chapters of this book, but overall, we do like it. It's a good book. There's just a few things in it that we don't do in our home that I didn't necessarily want to read about to my kids. We then have the Usborne Book of Living Long Ago. This one is very neat. It goes through, it's broken up into clothes and fashion, homes and houses, food and eating, travel and transport. And it just goes through and shows you, this is where we are right now, caves and shelters. And kind of how they would have lived. And it gives you the time frame, which we adjust a little in our home. My kids do like that, learning about all the different, eras. This is the Bible storybook we're reading from right now. I really like this Bible storybook because it is still a storybook, but the stories are 3 or 4 pages each. Most of them are, not all of them. They have a few pictures, but not a lot. It's a very big kid, kind of more advanced Bible storybook, and I really appreciate that.
40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58.
You have to have a conversation because you just got in trouble. Do you know why?
Because I was interrupting.
And what should we say if we need to talk to somebody and they're already speaking to someone?
Excuse me.
We should say, excuse me, or else we need to just wait until they're done talking. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You have those manners and you know how to use them and you work on using them all the time, okay? Oh, we got to clean the girl. We got to clean her little booty. Got to clean the girl. We got to clean her little booty. Roni, where are you going? Are you running away? You're stinky. We got to clean you up. Come here. Do not run away. Your next word is got. Got.
Okay.
Very good, very good.
Good.
Ought. Be sweet, gentle, love. Got.
Mom!
Very good.
Tom. Tom. I gave them all to him. Con. Dan. Don. John. Ron. Bop. Hop. Hop.
Hop.
Lop.
K.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Well, guys, I'm hiding in my bedroom eating a Twix bar. Robbed. Kids are so intense. And I just had to take a minute to come in here and process thoughts and emotions. Recharge for a second, talk to the Lord, ask for some extra patience, extra grace to pour out as He does for us. Sometimes you just have to hide for 5 minutes and contemplate life.
Heaven's alive. Well, like when he was touching my toe.
No, just Mama.
Yes, Mom.
Guys, what the kids are going to have for lunch today, we've got Hebrew National beef franks. We've got some extra sharp, I believe it is, Cabot cheese, pistachios. There's some cashews for Max, who doesn't like pistachios. And then everybody is getting a pear sliced up. They're currently arguing over this ball. Real life, guys. Real life. Here we go. Have you ever sat in your house when you didn't have anything to do and it was a lazy day and just contemplated, what does Victoria put in her tuna salad? Here's your chance to find out. Hey, so I just finished doing my scripture writing for today, and I wanted to hop on here and mention a few things that stood out to me. So not today, but yesterday on the first day we were writing it, it was mostly Matthew's genealogy of Yeshua, or Jesus. And Ruth, I think there's 5 women mentioned. They always all stand out to me for their own reasons because they all had such like troubled stories. Like none of them had an easy, wonderful story. But God used such insignificant people and such difficult stories to accomplish such big things. And, Ruth, as a Moabite, as a Gentile, ends up becoming King David's grandmother. And it's just crazy to me what he can do, with just measly little people like us, just seemingly insignificant people. And so I was looking in here in some of my notes on the book of Ruth in my Bible, and right here it says, Ruth describes God's sovereign and providential care of seemingly unimportant people at apparently insignificant times, which later proved to be monumentally crucial to accomplishing God's will. And it just made me think about a lot of things, but motherhood right now, because that's where I'm at. I'm in the thick of it, and how all of these seemingly insignificant moments and all of the monotony and the day in and the day out of all of it, and how God uses all of those little pieces and puts them together and helps us to form this child that he's given us into an adult. And I know that that's him, but so much of that influence is from us, and it's our responsibility. And it just gives me hope to know that he's there, he's carrying us, he's got our backs. And it also places that burden or that weight of we are indeed taking all of these little moments and piling them on top of one another to create a life. And it just makes me want to really pay more attention to the little stuff. And that just kind of stood out to me today, how I want to be more intentional with my children. And it also made me think about just God's sovereignty and God's grace that he extends to all people, not just Jews. How he took Ruth in, and she was grafted into Israel just like we are, and then became such a big person and such a crucial person to accomplishing God's will to bring Christ here. And just how he can do that with anybody. I think it's really beautiful. I think especially in this walk, in this Torah observant walk, that kind of puts us in a bit of a niche, that it's her story's just really beautiful. And then I also liked, today I was writing about the nativity story, the birth of Jesus. And I really liked when it said, first of all, Herod is just a jerk. And then it shows his family tree and how, like, they're all just jerks. It's just a bummer. Which made me then think more about my kids. I think it kind of all rolled together and how, like, don't be a jerk. You don't want to raise a jerk. But then, so here we are, the wise men are coming in hot. And then it says, going into the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. And then they give him the gifts. And it just makes me think about how we'll get to do that one day and how beautiful it's going to be. And for some reason, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like, when we finally do get to be there in his presence, and how, like, that's what heaven actually is like unity and oneness with the Lord. I really love it. It's been making me think a lot lately. All right, I'm about to start reading this. I think I've started two books in the past 12 hours, and I've put both of them down after a few pages because one had just an obscene amount of cursing in it, and like a lot, and the other just was just as boring as anything ever could be. Like, I could not make myself read it. So I'm going to try this. A friend gave it to me. It is supposed to be some kind of a thriller type of a romance, maybe, I think. I don't remember. That's what's coming to mind. It was a impossible book to put down, says the New York Journal. So let's see if it's true. That's what I'm looking for.
You gotta love me. Oh, that's very soft, yeah. Very good. Yay!
Mary Dee has finished her whole entire puzzle, almost all by herself. How do you feel, Mary Dee? Do you feel good about it? Are you glad you finished it? I'm so proud of you.
No!
So for dinner, we are having turkey bacon. I made some homemade biscuits. Haven't tried them yet. Don't know how yummy they're going to be. Fried eggs and then diced potatoes with melted cheese on top. We are going to watch The Lion King as a crew and enjoy our dinner. Okay, it's about 7 o'clock. We just had dinner. They are watching The Lion King. I watched about half of it with them. I'm about to clock out and take a bath and do some reading. Chris always says bedtime with the kids. This is pretty much what a normal school day in our life looks like, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that I know to make more of them, and subscribe so that you don't miss it. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video.